Believe in Bigfoot? Dogman? Any cryptid? Are you skeptical?
Curious about the supernatural, conspiracy theories, the unknown? Then come join us as we explore facts, tall tales, and encounters on Creatures and Curiosities.
Hello, and welcome to Creatures and Curiosities. I'm David.
And I'm Jake.
And in this week's episode, we are going to be talking about that elusive little bunny, the jackalope.
The jackalope. He's out there.
He's got to be out there.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, absolutely not. Even the people that designed it said it's a hoax, it's a joke, it's this, it's that. But it's out there.
They're lying.
They're lying.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just like all this government cover up.
They're just part of it.
On Bigfoot and demonic things that they're trying to call aliens. And the whole thing, the whole world is just one big cover up.
Speaking of that, I'm still torn on the thing you sent me about that guy.
Okay,
the body.
so Bigfoot, right? The discovery of Bigfoot. This guy, he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I'm not going to throw his name out there, but he's blowing up social media right now.
Yep.
Every time I go online, that's all I see. One interview after another. News companies have been interviewing him. So this is definitely not like just National Enquirer stuff or the Babylon Bee or, whatever.
Yeah.
There's like big news companies that are doing it. Of course, everybody that interviews him is a skeptic. And they're all like, I wish I could believe that this was going on, but...
Right.
And he's like, well, you're an idiot if you don't. Because we did DNA samples on it. I have hair samples of it. We found this thing in New York, and it was laying in a bed of ivy, decomposing, stunk to high heaven, but it's clearly a Bigfoot. It's definitely Sasquatch. And he said there was evidence of other bigger footprints around. And so as the story goes, he believes that this was a young 18 to 20-year-old Bigfoot that was ready to mate, found himself a much bigger female who didn't want that, and it beat him to death and left him in this pile of poison oak or poison ivy, whichever one it was. And he found it while they were out on a hike. He called some friends. He didn't want to report it right away. For what reason? Government conspiracy cover-up.
Exactly.
He was afraid either he was going to get offed or the body was going to disappear and he'd never be able to prove it.
Which is what would happen.
It's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
So he and his friends, they cart this body away. They have an autopsy basically done on it. They take internal organs and they end up sending blood samples to a university, I think it was. And if it's not a university, it was like an animal shelter kind of a thing.
Yeah.
He's claiming that it came back like, and I'm going to botch the numbers, but they're going to be close, like 58% Neanderthal and 42% human DNA. And he says this is like a crossbreed. It's clearly something from prehistoric time. He's got the body on display at the New York State Fair. And a lot of people are showing up and taking pictures of it and looking at it. Everybody thinks it looks legit.
Yeah.
But everybody else is saying it's a hoax. He's a known hoaxer. This is a bunch of crap. So nobody's buying into it. And he keeps saying, well, that's because you guys are idiots. You don't want to believe stuff. And he says, and he went into this whole where they could be aliens and how some people think that they transcend time and all that stuff. And he's like, it's not. It's an animal. It's a creature. It's an actual thing. And they're out there. And he said, and if you think for a second that it's Hare and the Hendersons, you got another thought coming. He says, this thing would beat you to death and kill you if you were out in the forest and you came across one. They're violent. They're not nice to people. They don't want you there. And he's going on this big story, and all these news anchor people are just laughing at him. And he's like, that's because you guys are foolish.
Which let's say it is legit. That's what they would do.
Yeah.
They just dismiss
so
it. It's easier to dismiss it so you don't look like the nut.
Exactly. And you know what? If it is a hoax, it's a really good one because it looks pretty real. It looks good. It looks good, right? So if it's a hoax, he's done a great job. If it's not a hoax, then nobody's going to believe this guy. They just keep chalking him up as being a nut.
Yeah, they're already doing it. So
Yeah.
he'll just get washed
But I'm
away.
telling you what, you can't go on TikTok, Reels, Facebook Messenger. No, doesn't matter what you're on. Instagram, it's just blowing up the internet.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why somebody hasn't gone in, like a government official or something, done their own testing on it. It's sitting at a New York State Fair. Go and pluck a hair.
Yeah.
Do something, and let's determine if it's real. Because if it is, it changes everything.
Right.
It means Bigfoot's real, which also means Dogman is. And Mantis Man.
Jackalope and all of it.
Jackalope, they're all real.
Yeah.
They're what we call cryptids are just things that we don't want to believe exist.
Exactly.
But they're out there. And one of these days it's going to get proven.
I will say, though, because I want it to be real, right? Of course I do. But I will say, it's the first thing I said to you. Just his outfit and the way. Yeah, you can't take him serious.
They always have to be freaks.
They always got to just be the weirdest people. It can't just be a guy in a t-shirt and jeans.
No, he's got the bleach blonde long hair with that funky cowboy hat thing that we already said in one in another episode that if anybody wears that, you can't take them serious.
It's almost disrespectful to call it a cowboy hat.
Yeah, it's not.
It's its own thing.
Funky little Australian safari hat or whatever it's called.
I don't even know
where
if
you got
it's
the
that.
one side folded up and it's got a feather in the cap kind of thing. And then he's wearing an outlandish thing like what was that show about the tigers?
Yeah, the Joe. Was his name Joe?
Joe or whatever. And how he was always very
what the heck was the name of that?
Flamboyant in his like white outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy's
That's what he looks like.
And it's like, come on.
No wonder why people think you're a joke.
If you were just a normal guy that was hiking and came across a Bigfoot, people might take it seriously. But when you look like, some kind of a nut, people think you are.
Yep, exactly.
But anyway, if it's real, it will change everything.
Yeah.
I think. People, there's still going to be skeptics.
Yeah, there's always going to be people.
It doesn't matter.
Out
You
there.
could prove that this thing's real and people are still going to say, no, it's not. But I think if they were able to prove that it's real, that you got to start going, everything out there, then the possibility exists that everything's real.
Yep.
So let's jump into jackalopes because they're real.
100% real.
And everybody's going to say, no, it started out as a hoax and it's just a fun thing. And people in Wyoming, they all just take it as a whimsical, comical thing, and they can't believe people believe it's real.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
It is.
It's real. So let's get into a description. A jackalope basically is just a jackrabbit with antelope, or in North America, they're called pronghorns. They have their type of horns, or sometimes they'll say that they're more like deer antlers. And it's generally the size of a standard jackrabbit, but it could be a little bit bigger. So, and a jackrabbit, they're pretty good sized rabbit.
Yeah.
It's not like a little white cottontail bunny. Those get huge too.
Yeah.
My nieces raised rabbits for a while, and some of them can get just
you can get some
gargantuous.
massive. Yeah.
But these jackrabbits out in the wild, they're typically slender, tall, the long ears.
Yep.
And in this particular case with the jackalope, next to those ears is a nice little rack.
Yeah.
So that's a basic description of them. Now, in other areas of the world, they have been described as having wings, sometimes a pheasant's tail, and fangs.
I've seen when they have the fangs, like online and stuff. And I always thought that was kind of cool looking.
It's a different looking creature.
Yeah.
It may also have the ability to imitate human voices, which we'll talk about briefly a little later. And it uses this ability to elude pursuers. So when people are after it, this thing will scream out things like, there he goes, that way, and people are directed a different direction. And it's actually the bunny.
I like it.
Yelling.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was hysterical. The word jackalope is actually just a combination of jackrabbit and antelope, but other names for this little creature, at least in the United States, is an antelope, a horned hare, or a rabbitcorn.
Jackalope's my favorite.
Yeah, jackalope just works.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Horned hare is not a bad second place.
That's not bad.
But that still doesn't compare.
Yeah, and I don't like antelope.
I would never call it that.
No.
And I'd smack someone if I heard him call it that.
So their diet and characteristics, their common forage, they generally just eat grass, shrubs, twigs, and little succulent plants and greenery and stuff they get moisture from and whatnot. But in the winter time, as things start dying off, especially in Wyoming where everything's covered in snow, they're known to consume bark and like wooded type vegetation. Folklore-wise, stories say that they have a fondness for whiskey and beer, and that's often used as a bait to try and trap them, because they can't deny when they see a big flask of whiskey or something, the little jackalope will come over and start drinking until he gets hammered. And then they just lay down and, in a drunken stupor.
It's easy catch.
It's an easy catch at that point, yeah. And even better is the females. When we get into the females, what you can do with a female is hysterical. They also they're opportunistic, just like a bear. You leave bacon at a campground, guess who's coming?
Yep.
And speaking of such, we have a bear in the neighborhood. My neighbor came over and showed me pictures and said, be careful when you're out at night. And it's a big one. And it broke down their fence and got into some dog food or something.
Oh, wow.
And it just keeps coming back. They honked horns at it, yelled at it, and did all kinds of things, and it wouldn't leave. So it's not afraid of anything either. So
I'd be surprised if it would be cool if it was the one, remember years ago when you had
him in your garage? That's what I told him. I said, I had a bear in my garage not that long ago, wasn't that many years ago, but I wonder if it's the same guy because it's bigger.
Yeah.
It's a big one. He took pictures of it, and I thought, oh, man, if I'm out feeding the horses at night, I might have to take a gun with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never know.
Then we'll be having bear sausage.
Yeah, we'll have bear sausage. Yeah. Exactly. So their opportunistic food is things like s'mores, hot dogs, things that you would have out at a campsite.
I like this guy.
Me too.
That's what I would.
And you know what? I would sit at a campsite, eat hot dogs, have some s'mores, and drink a little whiskey with a jackalope.
I'd give him a plate.
Absolutely. Bring him right in. So reportedly, jackalopes are extremely shy unless they're approached, at which time they can become extremely dangerous. So apparently these little guys be like Night of the Lepus, that old movie, where you got these bunnies attacking people, but now they have horns, so they're quick. So they can just jump up and impale you. Yeah. So apparently don't mess with a jackalope unless he's hammered. They can run up to 90 miles per hour. And the legend, this is the part that I love. The legend also says that female jackalopes can be milked as they sleep belly up, and that milk can be used for a variety of medicinal purposes. So the female jackalope milk is naturally homogenized by the time you get it because of their high speed. With them running and leaping and zooming across the prairies, they're actually homogenizing the milk while it's inside them. And this milk is known as a cure-all for many diseases, but it's particularly useful for combating baldness and bunions, and it's used as a potent aphrodisiac. Who knew?
It's an end all be all. That's all you need.
Yeah. So if you don't like dark chocolate and eating oysters and stuff as your aphrodisiac, you can drink jackalope milk.
Yeah, you just got to find a female jackalope.
Yeah, get it hammered, roll it over, milk those little teats, and then boom, you're good to go. Full head of hair. Your feet are feeling snappy.
Yeah.
You've cured all your ailments and diseases, and you're good to go.
You're fit as a fiddle.
So who knew that about a jackalope? Getting into the location, this little creature is thought to exist worldwide. And so I always thought that the jackalope was pretty much just a United States thing. But in fact, they're not. Their preferred habitat is like short grass, prairies, sagebrush, flats, open shrubby areas, 4,500 to 6,500 foot elevation. So when you think about that type of an environment, the perfect place is Wyoming.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in the United States, the town of Douglas, Wyoming, which has declared itself to be the jackalope capital of America, that's where most of them are going to be. Although they do say that if you want to see a jackalope, the best place to look for them now is in Colorado. Now, I don't know why they come up with that, but that's what the internet will tell you. Go to Colorado if you want to see a jackalope. Other states in the United States that claim to have sightings are Colorado, Nebraska, New Mexico. In New Mexico, they're really into the jackalope. A lot of things are named after jackalopes, and most of the restaurants you go into in New Mexico are going to have a jackalope mounting.
I like it.
Somewhere. And the state of Texas. Texas has everything. You got the Dogman Triangle, you got the chupacabra, you got the jackalope. There's skunk apes and stuff there. So they have everything.
They're doing good over there.
They're doing really good. Texas is the place to go if you want to see something that's not of the norm, including the people there.
Including the people there. Yeah.
So anyway, it's believed that the jackalope exists completely throughout the United States, but those particular states are the ones that claim that they definitely have a presence of them. Now, what I thought to be out of the ordinary is I thought the jackalope was indigenous to the United States.
Right.
But it's not. In fact, it actually started in other countries before that ever came to the United States. Other areas would be like Germany, for example. They have what's called the Rasselbach, and it comes from the Thuringia forest, and it's a rabbit that has deer antlers, just like the U.S. version. That predates the U.S. version of a jackalope. That's been around in Germany forever. In Bavaria and the Alps regions, it's known as the Wolpertinger. That one, though, has the wings of a wood grouse, a pheasant's tail, and fangs. So that's that one where you see a picture of a rabbit and it's got those big fangs hanging out of it and bird wings.
Yep. That's the one I've seen. And I didn't know that it was the German version of that. I thought it was just its own thing.
It's a German jackalope.
Yeah. I like it.
Really what it boils down to. Swedish folklore has I never know how to pronounce Swedish stuff, but the skvader, which is more similar to the Wolpertinger. It has wings as well. Austria has the Rauruckel, which again is similar to the Wolpertinger in that it has a rabbit body, wings, and like a bird tail and feathers. That's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Rabbit with feathers. France has the Lepus cornutus, or that translates literally to the horned hare. Poland has a mystical forest-dwelling hybrid called the Kotanielen, and that means a cat deer. So it's not quite a rabbit, but it's not too far from what we see as a jackalope.
Yeah.
It's a funky-looking little thing. It's probably more feline type, but it has horns as well. And so they're kind of lumping it in with a jackalope. It looks close enough to a jackalope to call it one. In Mexico, long before stories of a jackalope, the Huichol people told stories of a horned rabbit for centuries. And that way predates us. I don't know that it predates the European version of the jackalope, but way before us. So Mexico's ahead of the game.
And see, I know
they got the chupacabra down there too.
They do got the chupacabra. And I know it kind of sounded like we were half joking in the beginning when we're like, it's real. And, even though they say it's a hoax, but I mean, this is showing that.
Yeah.
Before people here are saying that it's a hoax and no, we just made that up.
Yeah.
These other places are saying, no, we've had this for
centuries.
Way before you
came up with your hoax. These things have been in our forests and we've seen them and chased them. And they've had stories about them, since the 13th century, if you can believe that.
Right.
Costa Rica has the Conejo con Cuernos, which also means the horned rabbit that lives in a dense forest. The Middle East, now this one's kind of frightening though. In Iran, they have one called the Almiraj. And unlike the jackalope, which ours is kind of a shy little creature until you corner it.
Right.
This one is a fierce, carnivorous yellow rabbit with a single spiraled black horn like a unicorn coming out of the middle of its forehead. And it uses that horn to defend its territory. They say that not only is it carnivorous, but that this rabbit is considered extremely dangerous. That if you come across it, thing's going to come at you and
no matter what,
gore you to death. So imagine that. It's bad enough you got camel spiders and other frightening things out in the desert. Now you got this yellow carnivorous rabbit with a unicorn horn.
I can just imagine it screams at you before it charges you.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah. And he's coming at you. In East Asian Buddhist philosophy, they don't have a jackalope. What they have is a story of a horned rabbit that was used as a metaphysical concept. It was used to describe something that's completely impossible, fundamentally non-existent, and a total delusion of the human mind. And so when they talk about the horns of the hare, that is more along the lines of telling you that basically you're an idiot, that you're believing something that can't be. And so they use it as a completely different term. We see it as being a cryptid.
Right. Because that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it exists.
And they're wrong.
And they're wrong.
Yeah.
Buddha's not always right.
Yeah,
Come on. How many fortunes have you read that are completely off?
They're terrible.
They're terrible. But I love the cookie.
It's delicious.
I love those darn things. So you want to cover the origin of the jackalope?
Yeah. The jackalope's origin in other countries well predates that of the United States, kind of like we just talked about.
Yeah.
Stories of horned rabbits go all the way back to the 13th century. And, in this podcast, we will only be talking about the origin of the jackalope here in the United States.
Yeah, otherwise we'd be trying to cover every country's origin.
Version of it, exactly.
We'd be here all day.
According to legend, the first jackalope was spotted in Douglas, Wyoming around 1829 by a frontier trapper named Roy Ball. This was wildly dismissed as a tall tale.
Which, that's ridiculous.
It is.
Right? The guy sees something, he reports it, and there's, Roy's a drunk, right? Yep. He saw something that doesn't exist.
And those frontiersmen, they dealt with a lot, man. They were
out there trapping stuff all the time. They would come across anomalies, right?
Yeah. I mean, if anybody's going to know animals, it's going to be this guy.
Yeah.
I would trust this guy to know animals better than I know animals.
He's out there catching skunks and raccoons.
Beaver and all that stuff.
Badgers
wherever he's out.
And all kinds of stuff. And then he comes across a horned rabbit.
And they're like, you poor thing.
Yeah, he drank too much whiskey.
Yep, clearly.
Well, maybe he was drinking whiskey with the rabbit.
It probably was.
And what's wrong with that?
And you know what? Leave Roy alone, dang it.
Roy's a good man.
Then in 1932 or 1934.
Yeah, it depends on the story.
Yeah. In the same town of Douglas, the brothers Douglas and Ralph Herrick, after a day of hunting jackrabbits, brought their bounty home, and one of the dead rabbits fell next to a pair of antlers, giving the rabbit the appearance of having horns. Douglas and Ralph were amateur taxidermists and both had a great sense of humor. So, to memorialize the accident, they taxidermied the jackrabbit with deer antlers, and the legend was born.
Okay, I can see that.
Sure. Doesn't mean
it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Right.
They sold the first jackalope mount to the Hotel Le Bonte in Douglas, sparking the popular American West legend. Which doesn't, because in 1829, over 100 years prior to that, Roy saw one. So they didn't start it.
So how do you figure that one, right?
Yeah. Now, they might have popularized it by doing their own little thing, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that just because they did that it's just a complete and total hoax and that this thing doesn't exist.
Right. And then going back to the 13th century,
which
when you have multiple other countries spotting them in the forest.
And I'm no mathematician, but that seems like a lot longer than the early 1900s.
Yeah. So there's no doubt that if every culture has a jackalope,
right,
what doesn't matter if you call it a Volpertinger or, whatever you want to call it. If it's a bunny with horns,
it's a jackalope.
Then they have them.
It's there.
They've been there forever. And to credit the Herrick brothers with this whole concept of a jackalope is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that, the little town of Douglas, that's their claim to fame. These two guys came up with it, and they're running with it. And as we get into the thing, they do a lot of little things, that under our little popularity phase,
right,
of keeping that jackalope thing alive. Well, that's great for their township. Yeah. But what about Germany and Austria and Poland and
Mexico
and all these other places that had them first? So it doesn't make sense that that these two brothers are credited with the jackalope.
Right. Give them credit for making it popular.
Yes.
But not for inventing it.
And making the first mounted jackalope.
Absolutely.
Because they are great.
Yeah.
Every home should have one.
They should. I've thought about snagging the one at Texas Roadhouse every time we go. So, of course, Douglas, Wyoming quickly adopts the legend and the creature becomes part of the town's branding.
And that makes sense.
Why wouldn't you? You'd
Yeah.
be foolish not to.
Right. I think any town that has a cryptid, any town that made something famous, and any tourist that's traveling to an area specifically to see something, doesn't matter if it's the honey swamp monster,
Yeah.
Or if it's the mantis man. If you're going to a particular town in hopes of getting a glimpse, I think that town should cherish that.
100%.
Yeah, because it's bringing tourism and money into your town.
Exactly.
And so there's no reason.
And
they
it's
shouldn't.
fun.
It's fun.
Now, during the days of the Old West, when cowboys gathered by the campfires singing at night, jackalopes could often be heard mimicking their voices.
Sing in harmony with them.
As legend grew, it was said that a jackalope may be caught by putting a flask of whiskey out at night. The jackalope will drink its fill of whiskey, and its intoxication will make it easier to hunt. Once caught, the females can be milked while sleeping, and males killed and eaten. It's said that jackalope meat has a taste similar to lobster.
And you know what? If that was true, I would be out hunting the jackalope.
Absolutely.
I love lobster.
Yeah.
Little melted butter. Boom.
Perfect.
Put them on a roll.
That's what I was to say, is a lightly toasted roll.
Yeah.
Oh, good to go. You don't need anything else but that.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. If I owned a restaurant in Douglas, Wyoming, I'd have a jackalope roll.
Absolutely. You should.
Yeah. And I would compare it to the Boston lobster roll.
Yep.
Say, you haven't had nothing until you try my jackalope roll. You can have it with mayo and celery, or you can have it with melted butter.
Yeah, warm or cold. What do you want?
Warm or cold. You name it, you get a jackalope roll.
Perfect.
I'd be pushing that.
We've got to open up a restaurant in Douglas.
I know we do.
It's also been said that jackalopes will only breed during electrical storms, including hail, which explains their rarity.
Well, and I would imagine, well, in Wyoming, man, there's a lot of electrical storms.
Yeah.
Like golf ball size hail.
That's where the term about, mating like rabbits comes from.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Came from Douglas, Wyoming.
Exactly. All right, let's move into sightings. And I'll just get out there right away. There's no sightings.
Right.
There's plenty of them. There's probably hundreds of thousands of sightings. But again, as we have said in multiple episodes, if it's not something like Bigfoot where they're mapping them and there's websites dedicated to, hey, if you see something, let us know.
Yeah.
Loch Ness Monster, right? If you
Right.
see it, you get a picture of it, man, people want to know that. Nobody cares about jackalope.
No.
To my knowledge, there's no website that says, report your sightings of jackalopes here. There is one. It's it's not real. It's Jackalope Winery or something like that. And it says, if you see our bottle of wine somewhere, let us know
Yeah.
what the location was. But that's not a jackalope sighting. It was
Right.
more of a joke. But I believe that some of the sightings are probably real. I have no doubt they're real. People see stuff and they try and report it on Reddit, or they want to tell their story. But there's no official, nobody's out there like collecting data on jackalopes.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to specifically state these are sightings that were reported, we're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
We're just going to tell you where you can kind of look at it.
First sighting, like we said, 1829 in Douglas, Wyoming, by trapper Roy Ball, who saw the first reported jackalope.
And then he's written up as a nut.
And that's, again, we say it almost
Totally
every
unfair.
episode. That's why people don't say stuff.
Totally unfair.
People think that they dress funny, and then they dismiss them, or they think you're a drunk trapper.
Yeah, exactly.
1932 is when the brothers Douglas and Ralph Hare created the first taxidermy mount. And then fast forwarding ahead, April 1st, 2016, Riverside State Park, Washington, April Fool's tale of a jackalope spotted at Riverside State Park.
Yeah, so in that one, it happened to be April 1st.
Yep.
Somebody took a picture of a jackalope out in the park. And in 2016, I don't know that there was like AI specifically where you could just say it in your phone now. You know, put a jackalope on a beach and you got one. But there was still Photoshop.
Yep.
There was still, our technology was good enough that you could have faked something.
Especially if you're good at it.
Right. And I think somebody put up a picture of a jackalope out in the park. I think it was clear that it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
And every now and then that gets recirculated. I looked at the picture. It looks pretty good. But again, I think even the person that posted it was like, April Fool's,
Yeah.
So it's not a real sighting, but nonetheless, it's out there.
Or it is, and it's hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. Right.
And Reddit and online forums, modern sightings frequently shared on platforms like Reddit can usually be attributed to the virus that causes the horns disease spreading across USA that could be behind the jackalope sightings.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But that's what we said in our last episode when we were talking about it, that there is that anomaly factor. Remember I told you about the guy that shot the doe and it had horns?
Yeah.
Well, antlers. And sometimes nature does crazy things.
Right.
And that's going to be one of the explanations of what a jackalope could actually be. So when people see a jackalope and they're written off as a nut, that's really not fair, because what they might be seeing is a rabbit that is inflicted with this disease that we're going to go over.
Or it's a jackalope.
Or it's a real jackalope, and people just won't buy into the fact that they exist, even though they've been around since the 13th century.
They can't accept it.
Yeah. Can't handle it.
The Smithsonian collection, actual skeletal remains and specimens of rabbits with horny facial growths do exist, including an eastern cottontail in the U.S. Geological Survey collection at the Smithsonian Institution.
Yeah. Now, we've talked about the Smithsonian in the past, where they've been covering up giant bones and refusing to put certain things on display that may make people question reality versus myth. And
which is just bogus.
I think it's total bogus.
Who gives you the right to decide that?
You know what? And I can't take it. And without going down another rabbit hole or a jackalope hole, when you get into like moon landings and flat Earth and NASA, and there's so many people that 100% buy into the fact that NASA's a legitimate space agency and we've done all this space travel, and then there's other people that say none of that's ever happened.
Yeah.
We can't get past the firmament that's over the Earth, that God put there in Genesis. And man, you can go either direction in my book.
Yeah.
I personally believe that the Bible tells us how Earth is created, and it kind of gives you specifics on stuff. You can determine that however you want, because everybody makes an interpretation differently.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But there's enough information to suggest that there is a firmament over the Earth, which therefore would mean that aliens can't break through it, rockets can't go up into space. And then when you watch video of NASA, where you can see that they're tethered, spinning around in their space capsule and their shirts moving where the wires are. The funniest one I saw is when they didn't realize there's a guy in the background while they're floating.
Yes.
And he's sitting at a table.
I think you sent that to me. Yeah.
And he puts a cup of liquid down on the table and he's waving at the camera.
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize he's in the shot while everybody else is floating. So you know that a lot of it is deceit.
Project Fishbowl.
I read that report. It's brutal to read.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's like 72 pages long, and it's all scientific and it's hard to read. But President Obama came out and said, we've never been to outer space.
Several presidents have said that.
Several presidents. Nixon admitted that, it was all shot in the moon landing of, 69 was shot in a movie studio, because they couldn't get the real stuff. I mean, he never said that we didn't go. He's just saying that we didn't see it.
Right.
And then you watch those interviews with Buzz Aldrin and stuff when he's telling kids.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we never went. And he's either senile or he's just decided it's time to tell the truth.
And it's weird because you can see the people around him kind of like, they're panicking about it.
Right. And when you watch rats running around the space station that's supposed to be out in space, and they show, a rat on the outside of it running, and it's
space rats.
Space rat. So, you know what?
We lost all the technology.
Yeah, we lost all the technology from 69.
We didn't actually lose it. And then have you heard him try to backtrack that? Oh, we didn't actually lose it.
Yeah. It's just been
We'll get down a rabbit hole.
kind of misplaced.
Get down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
So
said,
we got off jackalope here,
Yeah.
but the bottom line is, and my point behind all this is, you can think what you will. It doesn't mean it's reality, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you think that we have all this technology to go to the moon and that satellites are orbiting the Earth and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll read other things that say, no, satellites are within our own atmosphere. They're on balloons. That's what came down and crashes all the time. And I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
So my thought is, you just believe what you want to. NASA is going to tell you we do these things. I know people that are so into it and they believe that it's real. The one I hate the most, obviously, is how the Hubble telescope can see like 7 light years away. And then you look up what a light year is. And it's like, are you telling me
Yeah.
we don't have a radio that'll lead? I mean, an RC control, right?
Yeah.
your little airplane goes too far and, you can't talk to it anymore, right? And then we're supposed to believe that we have radios that will transmit millions of miles away and that a piece of glass that we created can see 7 light years away,
Yeah.
billions and trillions of miles. And we're discovering new planets, and they can tell you what the makeup of Pluto is and what the gases are and stuff. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And people buy into it 100%. I don't. I believe science is a complete scam. Not all science, right?
Yeah.
Theoretical science. If you can't prove it, then I don't believe it.
Right.
And I guess you could look at the same with cryptids, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can't prove it, don't believe it. That's what people think. I believe that they are out there. And a lot of people believe that they're not.
Eyewitness, because you could say, well, you don't have any evidence. Eyewitness testimony is evidence.
It's evidence.
It is. Now, it's not, and if you're talking like a murder trial and you don't have nothing besides this guy say, I think I saw that guy shoot that guy.
Yeah.
You don't have anything else to go off of. Yeah, maybe you won't get that. But when you have over 1,000 people saying they've seen Bigfoot,
Yeah.
that's eyewitness testimony.
Well, and then even in that scenario, that person's eyewitness of the homicide is still testimony
right.
that something occurred. You might not be able to prove it in court.
Yes.
And then that's the difference, is
Right.
you're innocent until proven guilty. But in this particular case, you got a lot of people saying that these little jackalopes don't exist. It's a complete hoax, while other cultures and other people are saying, no, they do exist because we've seen them.
We see them all the time.
Yeah. So now we're going to get into the explanation of what a jackalope could be. And yeah, we went off on a major tangent there.
That's all right.
Down a jackalope
Sometime
hole.
it has to happen.
But it just shows you how the human mind works. Some people adamantly believe stuff and others refuse to accept it. It doesn't mean it isn't real, and it doesn't mean it is real.
Right.
It's your perception of what's going on. It's kind of really all we were trying to get at there with the whole moon landing and all that kind of stuff. But let's get into now a scientific explanation of what a jackalope could be. Shope papilloma virus, also known as SPV. Now, there's the human papilloma virus as well, HPV.
Yeah.
But this is a cottontail rabbit papilloma virus, also known as CRPV. And those are viruses that can cause dark, keratinized warts or horn-like tumors that typically grow on the head and neck of cottontail rabbits. It's a scientific basis for the jackalope legend, and because these growths can actually literally resemble an antler. So it was discovered in the 1930s by Dr. Richard Shope, which is why it's called that disease. And it was the first virus found to cause cancer in mammals. So now, have you ever seen the picture of the guy in Mexico that has HPV, like beyond HPV?
I'm not sure.
They call him the Woodman.
Yes, I have.
And it looks like he's
Yep.
just covered in bark.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And you just got to feel horrible for this man because
Yeah.
it's real. And that's what HPV can do. And so CRPV and SPV can do the same in rabbits, and it starts on their head. And so it can grow in these spurts of like growing on top of each other where it starts forming antlers. Well, then is that a jackalope? I mean, in theory,
It's a horned.
and they're saying that this is rampant
Yeah.
throughout the U.S., that this disease is spreading. And if there's a bunch of rabbits out there running around with horns on their heads,
They're jackalopes.
then they're jackalopes. I mean, yeah, is it a bunny rabbit with a disease? Yes, but
It's a bunny rabbit with
it's
horns
a
on its
bunny rabbit with horns. It's a jackalope.
Yeah.
And if you shoot one and mount it, does it matter that it's a papillomavirus?
Yeah.
No, it's a jackalope.
And you might think, well, you can't just dismiss it as that, because I could see how some people would find that kind of dismissive is not the right word, but just because it's a cryptid doesn't mean that it has to have these mystical, magical powers.
Right.
It's just something that's undiscovered.
Right.
It could be this guy right here,
And it is possibly this guy,
Yeah.
or it's its own real species with horns
which it is as well.
or antlers. So for centuries, sightings of rabbits with bizarre antler-like tumors and stuff fueled that legend of the jackalope, especially in North America. So the impact of this virus on rabbits, while many of these little rabbits do survive, the tumors can prevent eating or drinking, leading to its starvation. And so a lot of people will come across like a little dead rabbit with horns. And it's like, well, I found a jackalope.
Yep.
What you found was either a jackalope or it was a rabbit that, died from this virus. The good part is that it is species specific and it can pose no danger to humans. So if you did come across one, you're not going to get infected by the SPV or the CRPV. It is spread to these poor little creatures by biting insects such as ticks and mosquitoes. We kind of talked about HPV in one of our episodes where we were talking about the zombie episode,
Oh, yep.
where HPV is considered one of those diseases that can actually change DNA structure, and it's passed on to offspring.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of is the same thing. And a lot of times these infected animals, they're called Frankenstein bunnies or zombie rabbits.
I like it.
I love it.
See, I knew I liked the jackalope.
Yeah. So basically speaking, if a rabbit comes down with SPV or CRPV, depending on if it's a cottontail or a jackrabbit, I guess, different disease in both, they become zombies, in theory.
I like it.
And they're running around. And maybe that's why they're dangerous.
Could be.
They say don't approach a jackalope because they're shy, docile creatures unless cornered, and then they become dangerous.
Little rabid zombies.
Yeah, so it becomes this little zombie carnivorous rabbit, kind of like the one in Iran.
Yeah.
Or it's going to attack you with that unicorn.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting into popularity of the little jackalope. You want to cover that?
Rightfully so. A large statue of a jackalope stands in the town center of Douglas, Wyoming.
As it should.
It should.
Just like Lizard Man
Yep.
has his statue. The Wampus Cat has a statue, especially at the high school,
Yeah.
which I thought that one was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's awesome.
And I think Mothman has its statue.
Yeah. If you
So-
have a cryptid in your town and,
And
you don't
have a
Yeah.
If you don't have a sandwich, a soup,
some kind of menu
a
item.
meal
Yep.
that is going to bolster the whole legend of that particular creature. If you don't have a statue, if you don't have a parade or a festival, if you don't have a day honoring it, then
I hope your town bankrupts.
you are totally missing
Yeah.
the boat.
You're just missing out.
You're just totally missing out because that's what brings tourism. I mean, if you have the largest ball of yarn, or if you have a giant blue spoon, or you have Babe, the ox or something like that, that's great. But man, if you have Mantis Man or you got the Lizard Man, people want to come see that.
At the least, and I'll even settle for no. See, I was going to say I'd settle for no festival, but you need something.
You got to have something.
I was gonna say, I'd settle for that, none of that, but then at least have the statue and some kind of restaurant that's got some stuff dedicated. But there's no reason you can't take a one-day festival,
One day out
close
of the
off
year.
Main Street and just get some shops open and
Yeah.
have some food and pass
Yeah.
out T-shirts.
And then people have no reason to overturn it.
No.
You know how we have this cancel culture thing where like Cesar Chavez, now they want to tear down everything about him.
Yeah.
They wanted to, uproot Ulysses Grant and
Yeah.
pull him out of his tomb. And I mean, the craziness that goes on. But you see, whether you're liberal, conservative, crazy, or a normal person,
Yeah.
who would want to eliminate Jackalope days?
Yeah. Nobody.
Nobody. You just want to go and enjoy the festival.
Some of these cryptids are potentially known for murdering people. And we're still like, yeah, I hope I have a bowl of soup in his name.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Right.
The town has gone so far as to sell hunting permits for jackalopes.
Which
But
you got to love that.
You got to love it.
It's like Canada and Washington when they made it illegal to hunt Bigfoot.
Which just goes to show that he's out there.
He's out there. You
Yeah.
wouldn't make it illegal.
Right.
They're afraid that somebody's going to go out and pop one.
Yep. And
And prove it.
They want to have control over it.
Yes.
It's a part of the cover up.
So this one actually sells permits for you to go hunt a jackalope. Of course, it's a joke.
Yeah,
But
it does say if you take the time to read the permit in its entirety, it's obvious that it's just a joke. The permit states the hunting season for jackalopes is June 31st from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m.
yeah, which doesn't exist.
Exactly. The permit also includes a, quote, history of the jackalope, end quote, which describes the observations of trapper Roy Ball, which
And
I like.
I do like that. And
Yeah.
I've seen the permit. It's kind of cute,
Yeah.
and you purchase it and it's a souvenir.
Right. And
Take it home and you put it on your wall.
and give Roy the credit he deserves.
Give
on
Roy
it.
the credit he deserves.
I like it.
1829, the man came out. He put it all on the line. He was labeled a nut and no one believed him.
And to add even more to that, you got to think these trappers they're a one-man business.
Yeah.
That's his livelihood. He traps. He's not doing it for fun. He does it to go into town, trade, sell, so he can make money to buy more goods to go back out and trap.
Yeah.
If they think he's a nut, they're not going to buy from him.
They don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he put his whole
Reputation
on the line. And what did he get out of it?
Criticized. Scumbags.
I mean,
Hey.
he does technically kind of get the notoriety of being the first to see it.
Now he does, yes.
But he's still seen as a hoaxer and a nut.
Yep.
So that's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's not fair at
And
all.
it ticks me off even thinking about it.
Yeah, I like Roy.
Douglas also hosts Jackalope Days.
Which they should.
They should. And we got to go.
Yeah.
This annual June event, well, we missed it, includes a car show.
We miss everything by like 3 weeks.
It's got a car show, a street dance, and a beer garden.
And it should have been a whiskey garden.
Yep.
In honor of the jackalope.
Exactly.
Getting hammered and getting milked. Oh, Lord.
The Jackalope Jamboree is a music festival. It takes place at the historic Happy Canyon Arena in Pendleton, Oregon. And the festival features over 30 country and Americana acts across 3 outdoor stages. Fans typically enjoy food from vendors, craft beer, and downtown parties.
Yeah. And so there must be a jackalope in Oregon
There's got to be.
for them to name their little jamboree after
Yeah.
the jackalope. And it's a big one. It's a big music festival.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's some tiny little nothing thing.
All the hippies in Oregon, though, that's why they turned it into a
Yeah.
music festival. That's
Yeah.
probably what it was. The Jackalope Festival is the largest action sports event in the world, founded in Montreal. It tours to beach locations like Virginia Beach. And these festivals are free to the public. They offer thrill seekers and fans competitions in skateboarding, BMX, bouldering, and motocross.
Yeah. And I looked into that festival. It is like a huge ordeal. And it also takes into things like skydiving, cliff jumping, what are those gliders?
Paragliders or hang gliding, yeah.
And, yeah, it does all these thrill-seeking challenges
Yeah,
for people, but they call it the Jackalope Festival,
I like it.
and it should be called that.
It should be called that.
So moving into modern day stuff, movies. There aren't a lot of movies that would be, good enough to even talk about. Most of these are just crappy little nothing films.
Yeah.
But I did love the name of them. You got one called Bounden in 2003. That was a Pixar short animation, and it was a little horn-wearing jackalope, and he teaches a dancing lamb how to stay happy after losing his wool.
I got to watch it.
You got to, you know what? That's something that your kids would
Yep, show it to the
enjoy.
kids, yeah.
And then something we would enjoy is Easter Bloody Easter in 2024. And that was a horror comedy film in a small Texas town where they're fighting a shape-shifting killer jackalope and its army of evil bunnies.
See, it's right up my alley.
How do you not love that?
I love it.
Yeah. I just went and saw Evil Dead Burning last night.
Oh, was it any good?
You know what? It was okay.
Yeah.
It was, they unleashed a demon that wanted to find like a dagger that would take out evil. And so the demons needed it, to get rid of it kind of thing. And
right.
It tortured this family until it found it. It wasn't bad, but I believe the Easter Bloody Easter probably would have been better. I mean, you got to love a good rabbit killing story.
Exactly.
Right? The Bunny Man. Remember our episode on the, I love the Bunny Man. And if the Bunny Man had horns, boom, Easter Bloody Easter.
Killer Jackalope. There it is.
Gotta love it. Another 2026 movie, Jackalope. Two brothers on a weekend retreat encounter a mysterious woman and a terrifying occult. I don't know what that has to do with a jackalope.
Not sure either.
I haven't seen it. Then there's Return of the Jackalope. That actually predates that one in 2006. It was a comedy about the film industry. Let's see. And the last one I have is Looking for the Jackalope in 2016. It's an indie film. So, it's
it's
probably not worthwhile.
Probably not the best.
Follows a man trying to recapture the magic of his college days.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's called Looking for the Jackalope, if it even has anything to do with the jackalope.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's one of those worthless things, so don't even look at it.
Pretty much watch Bounden and Easter Bloody Easter, and you'll be good to go.
For the kids, Bounden, Easter Bloody Easter, when the kids go to bed.
Yep.
And get your jackalope on.
Yep.
Exactly.
Or make it old school, and if the kids act up, you show them Easter Bloody Easter before you put them to bed.
Yeah, and then when Easter rolls around, you remind them.
Yeah.
If you're not good, you're not getting eggs out in the yard. What you're getting is a jackalope with a hatchet.
It's going to hack you to death if you don't clean your room.
Oh, goodness. You got to love it. You just got to love it. Cryptids are the greatest thing ever.
Absolutely.
And while they're probably not in reality, they're probably just
they're all demons and
demonic
terrible
entities that are here to, torture mankind.
Yeah.
It's still fun to talk about them.
Yeah.
And if you ever do come across one, we need to know about it.
We need to know. Yeah.
And we don't get anybody ever calling in saying, I saw this. And you see a bunch of crap on Reddit. It's like, don't post your crap. Call us and let us know so we can get your name out there and everybody can think you're a nut.
Even if it's just telling the story and you don't want to be on, that's fine. We'll tell it.
Exactly. We're not afraid to go out on a limb.
No.
We do it every time.
I want people to think I'm nuts because I don't want to talk to them anyway.
Yeah.
So leave me alone.
Exactly. I think that's all we got on a jackalope.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, a lot of people are going to say it's a hoax. It started out as a hoax. It's always been a hoax. And anybody that believes it is foolish. I'm going to just say they're out there.
Yeah.
It might be a papillomavirus. It might be an actual species. But there are bunnies running around with horns.
Absolutely.
And when people see them and they're written off as a nut, I don't think it's fair to them because they could actually be seeing one. So if anybody tells you they saw a jackalope, don't roll your eyes and say you're a nut. You could always tell them you probably saw an HPV-infected bunny. And you just kind of leave it at that and let these people go on, with their lives without being
criticized by you.
Yeah, being an idiot or something. Because they saw it.
They did see it.
And they exist.
And it is real. And it's not the HPV thing. It's a real jackalope.
Period.
And they're probably lucky to make it out alive.
Exactly.
Because if they could have clipped their knee at 90 miles an hour and exploded it in the middle of the woods.
You never know. And that's what they probably do. They don't have to even jump very high.
No.
You just impale your arteries in your legs.
Going at 90 with those things?
Yeah. Going at 90 with
You just bleed out in the forest and call it a day.
And you just sit there and bleed out.
Yep.
And while you're trying to call somebody and say a jackalope just killed me, they're laughing at you while you're dying.
Yep. And that's what you get for being a skeptic. I don't know. Sounds like you deserved it. You didn't bring whiskey for him. So that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to milk a female jackalope,
you deserve to die in the woods alone.
Die in the woods alone by being impaled. Anyway, that's it. We're going to move on from the jackalope. In 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about something that might be just even a skosh disturbing.
Right.
It's not our typical cryptid kind of stuff. It's not really even just mythology. It is the history behind children's stories.
Yeah.
And the evil that's behind them.
Yeah, really the evil that's behind it.
And some of these are tied to witchcraft. Some are tied to Satanism. Some are tied to homicides, famous homicides of the past. And some of these kids' stories that we tell them at night to soothe them and put them to bed really should be the thing that nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
And
you're probably wondering, like, I told my kid this lovely bedtime story, a nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
And they woke up at 2 a.m. screaming, covered in sweat.
Yeah.
It's because you almost possessed your child.
Yeah, exactly.
With this witchcraft ritual.
You've brought evil into their room.
Yep.
And they're suffering a nighttime terror.
Right.
And it's probably a demon sitting on their chest because you told them a stupid story.
Yep. Idiot.
So we're going to go over those stories.
Keep your kids safe.
And keep your kids safe. And instead of singing some lullaby to them that's, bringing evil entities into their lives, maybe you could just tell them stories about a jackalope.
Yeah, exactly.
Call it a day. Anyway, I don't have anything else. Jake, you got anything else?
No, that was pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the show and you want to help us out, then go ahead and give us a follow, leave us a review, and don't forget to turn on the automatic download button so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. And as always, if you've had any experiences, stories, thoughts, comments, or questions, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email to cryptidfanatic@gmail.com. Let us know if you'd like to be on the show or just have your story featured during one of our episodes.